Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Dallas Cowboys rookie Mazi Smith misses payments for his storage unit and the unit's contents get auctioned off, revealing an interesting assortment of items. Dallas Cowboys rookie Mazi Smith faced a problem when he missed payments for his storage unit. Consequently, the unit's contents were auctioned off, revealing an interesting assortment of items. Reports on Twitter indicate that Mazi Smith, the team's first-round pick, failed to pay for the unit, leading to its auction. A TikTok video by Broadway Finds showcased the unit's contents, which included a Michigan playbook and valuable items like exclusive cleats. Included in his loss were Jim Harbaugh's Michigan playbook, game-worn cleats, Jordans, designer clothes, and Halo Lego sets. 1. Jim Harbaugh's Michigan playbook. Among the treasures was a playbook from the University of Michigan, which adds an interesting twist. Perhaps it holds some strategic secrets or nostalgic memories for Mazi Smith. A treasure trove of strategic football wisdom from the University of Michigan's head coach, Jim Harbaugh. 2. Game-worn cleats. The auction storage unit contained player-exclusive cleats. These shoes are not your run-of-the-mill footwear, they're likely customized and designed for performance on the field. 3. Designer clothes. Mazi's locker stash also included some high-end designer clothing. Whether it was stylish streetwear or formal attire, we can only imagine. 4. Halo Lego sets. Now, this is where things get intriguing. Halo-themed Lego sets were part of the collection. Imagine assembling Master Chief and his futuristic world block by block. 5. Jordan sneakers. The iconic Jordan sneakers made an appearance. These kicks have transcended sports and become a cultural phenomenon. 6. Other expensive items. While specifics aren't mentioned, one can only imagine the assortment of valuable gear that adorned Mazi Smith's locker. The Cowboys took a bold step by selecting Mazi Smith in the first round of the 2023 draft, becoming the first time in over 30 years they used a first-round pick on a defensive tackle. However, Smith's rookie season proved to be hugely disappointing, raising doubts about the decision. Smith, standing at 6'3" and weighing 337 pounds, was highly regarded for his size, speed, and athleticism during the draft process. Despite being raw as a player, coming from a Michigan defensive line that didn't always maximize his physical traits, he showed potential as a pass rusher. However, with only 0.5 career sacks, he lacked the production on game film. Smith's career with the Cowboys got off to a slow start, as he struggled in various aspects of the game. His lack of agility off the snap, inability to generate pressure, and inconsistency against the run made him a liability on the field. He played limited snaps on a defense in desperate need of an impact from the defensive tackle position. Given the Cowboys' history with Michigan defensive linemen, as evidenced by Taco Charlton's underwhelming performance, there are concerns about the team's ability to develop these players within their system. Patience was expected with Smith, but even with that in mind, he fell short of expectations. It may be necessary for Smith to learn a completely new role in order to find success in Dallas. The Cowboys may need to reconsider their approach to drafting defensive tackles and find a better fit for their system. The immediate future for Smith on the Cowboys' defense is uncertain until his role is determined. He could either be the one tech or mentor under Odigizwa as a 3-tech. It's possible that the team has a combination role in mind for him. Smith's rookie performance suggests that he won't have a significant role in 2024, at best he will be rotational. Smith's success will depend on his ability to improve and excel. Despite his talent, he needs to refine his skills. The first priority is to find a suitable role for Smith. Initially drafted as a run-stopper with potential penetration skills, his weight loss has affected his immediate abilities. The Cowboys should utilize his size as a plugger and build upon it. Smith needs to maintain a strong mindset. His first year may have been disappointing for fans, but it was likely even more so for him. The Cowboys need to help him achieve some victories before making any long-term projections. Based on the Cowboys' history with Michigan defensive linemen and Smith's struggles, it's clear that adjusting to the system and a new role will take time. Smith's immediate future is uncertain until the Cowboys establish their defensive system and individual roles. He may either be a 1-tech or mentor under Odigizwa as a 3-tech. He is not expected to have a prominent role in 2024, and his success depends on improving his skills. The Cowboys should utilize his size and help him achieve victories to maintain a strong mental edge. Adjusting to the system and a new role will take time. Motzi Smith's storage unit reveals a mix of sports, style, and nostalgia, serving as a fascinating glimpse into the life of an athlete. Dallas Cowboys Micah Parsons slapped with savage Stephen A. Smith reality. Dallas Cowboys star Micah Parsons will likely have a successful career in broadcasting once he decides to call time on his NFL tenure. The two-time All-Pro linebacker has already established a highly popular podcast, The Edge with Micah Parsons. Recently, he made a guest appearance on the Stephen A. Smith Show, which naturally also made all sorts of headlines. To be fair to Parsons, his guesting on Stephen A.'s program was a smashing success, which again speaks volumes of the 24-year-old's potential in the broadcasting industry. As expected, Parsons did not back down from the fiery Stephen A. Smith as the two engaged in a handful of heated exchanges throughout the show. ESPN's Mike Greenberg found the shouting match to be highly entertaining. However, he also pointed out that Parsons has more pressing matters on his plate than publicly arguing with one of the biggest names in the sports broadcasting industry today. Micah Parsons needs to be worried about trying to be the next Lawrence Taylor, not the next Stephen A. Smith, Greenberg said. Hat tip Andrew Gould of The Spun. He may have a wonderful career as the next Stephen A. Smith. That can start in 10 or 15 years. It doesn't need to start right now. That's savage. But then again, Greenberg does have a bit of a point, right? He wasn't done either. Greenberg had to bring in another Hall of Famer into the conversation as he slapped the Cowboys LB with even more harsh truths. He's not Shannon Sharpe, retired and in the Hall of Fame, Greenberg said. Why is he sitting there yelling back and forth with Stephen A.? While Parsons may have earned the respect and admiration of his peers on the football field, it seems that he still has quite a ways to go when it comes to the world of broadcasting. Loyalty? Pollard projected to sign with NFC East rival. It is not weird to think that as Tony Pollard heads into free agency that the Dallas Cowboys starting running back might end up with a division rival, like the Washington Commanders, as ESPN is projecting. What's weird is that somebody thinks he should be conflicted about such a decision due to loyalty. First to the projection, Pollard was a Pro Bowler a year ago while sharing the load with Ezekiel Elliott. But last season, as he transitioned into being the full-time back, his yards per carry dipped from 5.2 to 4.0, and he totaled only 6 touchdowns compared to 12 in the previous season. This wasn't all Pollard's fault, of course. But he was playing on a $10 million franchise tag salary, and the production didn't match the expenditure. And for 2024? The Cowboys obviously like the player, but just as obviously are not going to enter a bidding war for him, especially as this NFL free agency class is loaded with backs, as is Day 2 and Day 3 of the upcoming NFL Draft, which CowboysSI.com is told is central to Dallas' intentions. Spotrac's projection of Pollard's average annual salary going forward at $6.5 million might work for somebody, though. Somebody like the Commanders? That's the thought of ESPN analyst Matt Bowen, who is projecting that the Commanders will end up poaching Pollard from the Dallas roster. Do we see the logic there? The Commanders have cap space, but they also have Brian Robinson Jr., who seems to us like every down back capable. But ESPN is suggesting a committee setup essentially mirroring what Dallas once did with Zeke/Pollard, as a way for Washington to get the best production out of Pollard. If that happens, and Pollard gets his money? Good for him. But let's make one thing clear, one website is framing this sort of move as a display of a lack of loyalty, in a sense, writing, a potential move to Washington would inevitably sour Pollard's relationship with Cowboys fans, lacking the long-term loyalty that Ezekiel Elliott has garnered. Aligning himself with a divisional foe would only serve to exacerbate this divide. That's a lot of fancy word nonsense. Exacerbate the divide? The Cowboys are likely to skip over the idea of loyalty when it comes to keeping Pollard at the going rate. Why should the player care about souring his relationships with anybody except the employer who wants to pay him? And you, fan, what do you think of the situation about Tony Pollard? Leave your opinion in the comments.